Hello and welcome to another Clifford Chance tech video with Crafty Counsel. I'm Jack Hardman, the counsel at Clifford Chance in Dubai. I'm joined here today with Donya Veg, Senior Legal Counsel at G42. Welcome.
Thank you, Jack. The role of an in-house counsel encompasses a wide range of responsibilities, and I think that has definitely evolved over time as a result of the changing environment, partly advances in technology, globalization, introduction of legislation such as data protection and so on. So first and foremost, I think lawyers today in-house need to be business leaders as well as lawyers, right? They need to be commercially driven. They need to understand the organization, the business of the organization that they work for, and the goals of the business in order to be able to lead with clarity and focus and give tailored advice. But there's also, I think, a special relationship that can occur between the GC in particular and the CEO, where there's quite a lot of engagement. The GC can be seen as someone to, help lead the company and collaborate with some of the C-suite, provide perhaps stability as well, and also influence change, but also be a sounding board on certain issues, and they have the opportunity more than ever, I think, to add value to the business. So that's one aspect. The other kind of skill, I guess, that in-house lawyers now today more than ever, particularly in a tech company that is fast-paced, needs to have is one, to be a risk mitigator, really. They have to be focused on protecting the company, the reputation of the company, its brand, and particularly have responsibility for the area where, I guess, regulation intersects with tech. So, for instance, with the increased foreign direct investment ownership rules, for example, technology companies more than ever today, including G42, if they're going to be involved in transactions involving foreign investors, they're likely to fall within the scope, or be subject to the scope of the CFIUS rules, for instance.
In the US?
Yeah, in the US. And of course, there are other foreign investment rules in place as well that need to be aware of, but CFIUS is just an example. And then, of course, there's the data protection legislation, right? We know that the UAE has just recently introduced the local data protection regulations, which we'll need to be aware of now. And in particular, at G42, we have a number of particular industries, right? We have the cloud industry, we have healthcare, so we need to be aware of sector-specific legislation. For instance, in 2019, the UAE released the federal law that deals with, the healthcare data law. Nice. And how that is regulated. So that's something we have to be conscious of. Equally, we're an AI company fundamentally, right? So we have big ambitions with AI, but we also have to be conscious, and this role, I guess, primarily falls onto the lawyers, is to make sure that we're acting within ethical and regulatory boundaries. We're using high quality data sets. Yeah. Is there a level of human, control, compliance issues? And of course, given globalization and so on, just thinking about compliance, we need to be aware of sanctions, of export controls and so on. So there's a wide range of issues now lawyers need to be aware of.
Moving to inclusion, which is a key part of our organisation, I know yours. How do you maintain that culture of inclusiveness in such an evolving and fast business?
So there are a number of, strategies, if you like, that we adopt. First and foremost, I think it's important to acknowledge that I think technology companies generally, right around the globe, are more focused on diversity and inclusion today more than ever. And G42, we are very much committed to that. In particular, we have like a third of our workforce who are females, and a lot of women hold senior positions, scientific positions. So, for example, our deputy GC is female. We have the CHRO, our head of compliance, all female. So we're very much committed to it, and long term, it's definitely our ambition to continue to increase the number of women in our company and give them equal opportunities for growth and achievement alongside men. And I guess some of the things that we've done that have led to that successful inclusiveness is number one, I think, is starting from the top, right? Is educating leaders and making sure that the executives are also on board and understand the importance of diversity and inclusion, because I think ultimately that filters down to all of the rest of the employees. It's also about having open and honest conversations, right? Allowing employees to voice their concerns. You know, I feel very comfortable at G42 if there's ever a concern, which rarely there is, but if there is, I know I can voice it without, you know, fearing the worst, basically. So it's a great kind of open culture in that respect. And then, of course, in our hiring strategy as well. And I think, you know, even our legal team has kind of, I think, led by example in the sense that our team is comprised of a number of lawyers, female. In fact, most of our team is female. That's not obviously been planned, you know, just by chance. But it's amazing to see. We have lawyers from private practice, from in-house backgrounds, from legal tech startups, different nationalities, different backgrounds. And so already, you know, it just creates a really amazing place to work at.
Well, thank you, Donya. Thank you for joining today. That was fantastic. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Jack.